Hey guys, so this is the final product of what we're going to be making in this tutorial, which is a Bi-Fold wallet. 6 pockets, 2 hidden pockets with a nice billfold. So I just recommend just at least using 2 different colors so it looks nicer. First, you want to cut 2 strips of tape that are 8¼ inches of one color, and we're going to make a different color billfold on the inside. So take your other color and cut out 2 more strips that are 8¼ inches long. So in my case, yellow is my main color. So you're gonna take. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my yellow piece. You're gonna flip it sticky side up, and then take your inside color billfold. In my case, it's white. You're gonna stick it on top, leave a 1/4 inch stickiness, and you're gonna fold it over, just like this. So that way we have a nice trim. It looks really nice and professional, and it makes it a lot more sturdy and more smooth. So there's no dirt in it. Just prevent dirt from coming in. Then flip it over, take your third piece, line it up on your cutting board or your ruler. Make sure the width of the sheet is going to be 3 inches tall. Now, maybe just a little less, a millimeter less than 3 inches in width. And then you're going to flip it over, take your white piece, and just cover that just like this. And now we're just going to trim it so that it's 8 inches long exactly. And now what we're going to do is make the card pockets. So to make one card pocket, you need 2 pieces of tape that are 3 3/4. You're going to take one, flip it sticky side up, take your second one sticky side down, and you just want to stick them right on top of each other, just like so. And then take your other color, you're going to cut the same size, cut that in half. We're going to make the trim for this card pocket to make it a lot more sturdier and so it can look a lot nicer on your wallet. So either line it up on your cutting board or use a ruler to make a quarter of an inch as a trim. That's just the perfect amount. And then just stick it on and then flip it over and fold the rest over. So now you should have a nice straight trim. So I made 2 card pockets, and now I'm going to make a V-shaped pocket. These are just for faster access, which is really nice, so you don't really have to do this. You can stylize the pockets however you want. You really don't have to follow all of the steps in this video. So cut out a strip of tape that's 3 3/4 inches long, the same exact size as your other card pockets. You're going to cut 2 of those out. And then you want to take one, you're going to line it in between 4 inches so it's right in the middle. And then cut about halfway down the middle. And then take your ruler and you're going to cut it slanted like this from the end of the point to the point of the tape. Just like so. And then just remove the sticky part. So there you go. And you want to flip it over like this, and then take your other strip and just lay it right on top. Then you're going to flip it over, cut right down the middle, down the point, and then just fold over the sides. And this color, it really doesn't have to be like the trim color, but I just find it a lot easier. It looks more better, in my opinion. So that's the V-shaped pocket. So now we're going to make hidden pockets that looks like this. So cut 4 strips of tape that are 3 3/4 inches long. So once you have that, you're going to take one, sticky side up, take your second one, sticky side down, stick it right on top of each other, but leave a 1/4 inch sticky at the top, just like this. You're going to flip it over. Now this is going to be kind of tricky to explain, but make sure you stick down the sticky part, and you want to fold it over so that you can see where the line is. Right there. We're not counting that as into the measurement, so we want this to be 3 inches in width, not counting the sticky part. As you can see, we just lined up where the sticky and sticky meets. So just starting from here, 1 2 3, make it a little less than 3 inches. See, we're not counting the sticky part in the measurement. And then you're going to flip it over and just cover the rest of the sticky part on the bottom. And then do just a very little trimming if you need to, because remember you're cutting into the measurements, so we don't really want to make it too short, otherwise the card pockets will not fit. What you want to do is make sure the stickiness will stick behind the trim at the top. So just make sure that's good. So you're going to stick it at the top, you're going to flip it over and fold it on the trim, so that way it blends in the trim, you can't really see where it is. And now you're going to take your card pockets, make sure that from the trim it leaves about 1/4 inch from the top, and take a half strip of tape that is 3.5 inches long and stick it on the bottom, half on the card pocket and half on that. Make sure your card fits and doesn't show over the top, just like that. So that is just perfect. Now you're going to take your second card pocket or whatever, do the same thing. Sorry, I'm just making sure it's straight, because it's kind of hard for me to do it backwards. And then you're going to stick half of it on the card pocket and half on the hidden pocket, just like so, making sure it's straight. And for your V pocket, you don't want to stick on the bottom. We're going to attach all 3 of these from the side, and set up the bottom, which is attaching it to the side into the hidden pocket. So make a piece of tape, take a piece of tape 3 inches long and cut that in half. Put 1/4 inch on it, and then flip up your hidden pocket and fold in the piece of tape. And then just do any extra trimming if you need to. So there you go. And I just want to do the same thing on the other side, so that's what I'm going to do. So now I have that on both sides. So you should have something that looks like this, or however the way you want it to look. So the sides and the bottom should be pretty much flat. What am I saying? So take 2 strips of tape that are 8 inches long, and the width of those should be 3 inches high. This is the inside color of your billfold. You're going to flip it over and take 2 strips of tape of your main color that's 9 inches long. Make sure you leave 1/4 inch from the top like this, so you can stick your 9-inch piece. Make sure that you have stickiness leave on the sides. Make sure it's nice and even right here. Then the bottom side, you do the same thing, just to cover the stickiness. So when you flip it over, you should have sticky parts about 1/4 inch on every side. Trim the sides if you need to, just a little bit, and cut little boxes on the corners like this, so to prevent them from sticking to each other. This way, it's a bit more advanced way to make a duct tape wallet, so I would recommend this tutorial for beginners. Then you're going to take one of the length sides that is shorter. You're going to fold it over, that is the trim part. Then you're going to take your inside sheet and just lay it right on top. You're going to cut a little slit, 2 slits for the middle that won't interfere with your hidden pockets. It's like this. And then you see, for your hidden pockets, you're going to take these and just fold it up. And you have extra, you just fold it into the hidden pocket. The same thing on the other side, just like this. And then fold that into the hidden pocket. And then for the sides, it's just pretty simple. Just fold it over. Just make sure when you fold it over, it's nice and straight, because for me, it tends to curl up and all that stuff when you fold it over. So just make sure it's nice. And okay, so there you go. Now you just want to cut the little slits where the tape is covering the card, so your card will be able to slip in. And this is the final product of how your duct tape wallet should look. So there are 2 hidden pockets, the billfold, and then it's really thin, so that's really good. And that's it for this video. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you guys later. Bye.